Okay, testing. Okay. Oh, I think I'm live. Okay. Yes. All right. I hear it. All right. Hello. All right. Take two. Take two. Oh, my hair got messed up from that. There we go. All right. Take two. Salam, my name is Mustafa. I am a solo game developer. I have worked in the game industry. This is for those of you who are new to the channel. I've worked in the game industry. I worked like 3 years doing administrative work with Treyarch under Black Ops 4. I done like 3.5 years QA work with an indoor cycling game, kind of like Peloton, but more video game. And I was like part of the development pipeline with the QA work. Did QA on multiple things, not just the game. But right now I'm doing solo game development as one of the things I do. This is the channel that goes with my game studio, my game brand, and I talk about video game related things such as narrative, characters, problems with the game industry, etc. And today's main topic is going to be Steam related. So the big topic is going to be about game called Aftermath. Looks like there's multiple titles for this. It could be called, I guess, it could be called Red Pine Lake, Aftermath Red Pine Lake, or Aftermath Z Red Pine Lake. It looks like they use those three interchangeable, so I'm not really too sure which one specifically it is. Where did that? There it is. It went over here. Let's put this over here, and let's put this. Let's move this over here. Can I move that there? No, it's stuck. All right. Anyways, let's dock that there. And all right. Anyways, live chat. Let's go to participants. All right. Anyways, so while the chat's populating, I'm going to give some background as to what. So real quick, some housekeeping before I go into the main topic. I do think I fixed the camera transitioning problem because I was having the camera would freeze when I transition between scenes, and basically now I have. Oh, basically I had like the source would show up in multiple scenes, and now I have the source for the camera be one scene, and if it shows up in different scenes, then it basically like copies that scene onto the new scene, so that way it's always running and it's not turning on and off. I think it should be fixed now. I shouldn't have problems with the camera constantly turning off or freezing. That was the issue, is freezing. Secondly, some quick housekeeping in regards to personal life. As I mentioned last time, start a new job. I actually did start this week, though they don't have a schedule for me yet because all the new hires that they got, all the seasonal new hires, are not in the system yet. So we showed up for training and we did our training and orientation, but because we're not showing up on the system, they can't give us hours yet. So I'm basically kind of like on call waiting for people to not people, waiting for them to send me a schedule, tell me when to work. So that's that. So I don't know what next week will look like in regards to the live stream. I might do a different time, maybe different day, maybe different time. We'll see. It will either be like I'll do Wednesday at a different time, depending on if I'm working during my usual time, or I just change days altogether. But we'll see. So that's that. I'm trying to I'm still putting in applications for more jobs because this is seasonal, and I'm also trying to get on top of the game development again. The goal is to get an hour every day, so that um, I can get the game done. I need to get this done. This is important for me to get the game done so that I can move on with it, um, and work on the next game. It's also like it's like a mental victory because once you get that game in and it's done, then you can like roll towards the next project as well. It's that's what people need to do to get for building habits, like getting the victories in, getting small victories in leads to larger victories. So that's one thing that I want to focus on is try to get that game done ASAP. Maybe try to get. So right now, I mean, well, especially with this seasonal job, they want me working during the holidays. It might end up getting busy, but maybe I can get it done and have it launch at the beginning of the year. I think the beginning of the year should be a good time to launch it. We'll see. We will see. Or, I mean, maybe February. The first game I launched was in February. It didn't do too well. We'll see though. The important thing is to get a game in, or sorry, an hour in every day. So the main topic that we're talking about is, do I have people in the chat right now? No, I don't see anything. Participants. How do I moderate activity? No. Timestamps? Sure, let's put timestamps on. Reactions? No? Okay. All right. So I don't see anybody in the chat. Anyways, so, but that's fine. The main topic, as I mentioned, Aftermath, Red Pine, Lake. So let's see. I mean, for those of you who don't know me, I don't promote sexualization. If you're new to the channel, I don't put sexualization on. I try to avoid put sexualization on the screen because I don't promote it. I think that's a huge problem with society, having the sexualization on things. Let me see. Do I? Yeah. So yeah. So this game, Red Pine Lake. Um, Basically what happened is that this game developer, they have this game. Let me see if I can get their website up. 1 second. Let's get their website up. Let's look at their trailer first. Let's go look at their trailer. All right. Move here. Scene. All right. I'm still moving, right? Yes, I'm still moving. All right. So okay, let me see. Let's get some sound. I don't think there's a lot of sound in this. I think it's just music. Let's turn this on. Yeah, so let's go full screen. I don't know what's up with this effect up here. I guess they're using post-processing to make it look like VHS or something. Yeah, it's definitely like they're trying to go for like a VHS thing. For transitions. And it's just showing you invited to the Kickstarter, Red Pine Lake. Yeah, so not much. Like you just literally just see environment. Um, let's take this off camera only. Yeah, all right. So if we go to their page, all right. So let's go here. Scene. Oh, let me put that me back on here. So this is the image or one of the images that they're using. This is not the image that got. So basically, they submit their game. on Steam, and the image that they're using, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Oh, uh-oh, I'm bad. Or let me do this. Let's go here. Let's turn this on. Start studio mode. All right. And then we're going to put on, or let's go here. Camera, transition. All right. So we'll go do that first. And right screen. Let's go to properties. Cancel. Filter. That's what it is. Filter. Turn on the blur. Then make this a little bit bigger. Let's just move this over here. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Close. Transition. All right, there we go. All right. So yeah, this is I know people are gonna be like, oh, why are you censoring that? Like I just mentioned, I don't like sexualization. I don't like to put that on the screen. I don't like to promote it. And even though yes, it is very tame, um, rather be consistent rather than inconsistent. That's basically my mindset. So anyways, this is the capsule art that the developers submit to Steam, and it got rejected. Um, so basically, all right, let's go. Let's move this back. Go back to camera only, and let me get the situation. Where are the? Let's go back here. Okay, so we go here, and we go all the way to where they went viral. Man, people are just posting all sorts of crude stuff inside their comments to try to prove points. And okay, so all right, okay. No, is that it? Okay, so let's move this filters, move it over here. No, move it down. There we go. Close. Let's transition. All right. Wish there was an easy way to move that filter around. Anyways, so announcement. This image is the reason our Steam page has not been approved. The image is now classed as too mature according to Steam. So now we cannot have the page ready in time for the event and would need to censor our marketing, screenshots, etc. This is what censorship is coming to in the game industry, and we have to ask now: is it worth it for them to move the goalposts down the line? We could have it all remade and hope they accept it, but where will it stop? We would need to redo the networking too if we move platform. But do you really want a censored game? We don't. Anyone know of any platforms they recommend or publishers that can handle mature content? Let us know. We're sorry about this. We worked hard to get something ready that we can't even share, but we do have one thing that is playable that we'll announce for Halloween. Okay, so a lot to unpack here. Um, First of all, I don't know what event they're talking about, but they're talking about all these things that they have to redo for marketing. Um, the funny thing is, like they're talking like they make this as if it's like some really big marketing push that they're doing. Yet, let me take this off. Yeah. Yet they're clearly a really small team. I mean, that's like if I were to complain about having a big marketing push be delayed, which my marketing pushes consist of me, my channel, and reaching out to YouTubers and streamers. That's basically my marketing push, and then I have to like communicate with uh, influencers and say, hey, can you play this game during this time? Things like that. These guys. So I'm gonna just start off right here and say that I feel like these guys are engagement farming. A lot of this language that they're using is to trigger because they're constantly moving the goalpost. They're using a lot of this language to trigger a certain audience of people on social media, and they're clearly trying to. I think personally, this is my personal take. My personal take is that they are trying to engagement farm so that um, they gain momentum with the algorithm. And yes, like working the algorithm does involve momentum and uh, riding on like trending, trends, things are trending. I try to go viral with that. But I think what's specifically going on here is that they're trying to gain more attention through um, through drama and rage bait. And I'm gonna go more in depth on why I think this. So uh, let's switch real quick. Or let me get which one is it? Content survey, onboarding, Steam documentation, events. Let me switch cameras real quick, just so I can switch through my tabs and see what. Okay, go here. All right. So let me take that filter off. Filter, turn it off. Close. Is there a way to move that filter around without? All right, then I'll figure it out later. Anyways, transition. All right. So we have game developers. We have documentation on Steam. There's there's documentation like, but in general. So in general, talking about game development, there's documentation for everything. For example, when you use a certain engine like Unity or Unreal, there's documentation for it. Like you don't just kind of guess how the thing works. The people who make Unity, the people who make Unreal, they make documentation so that you can reference it and figure out how everything works. Like there's no guessing as far as like how to do certain things and what's acceptable. What are the terms of use, etc. Hello, Angry Chair. Welcome back. Welcome back, Angry Chair. Um, so yeah, so in general, when it comes to game development, there's documentation, and when it comes to Steam, it's no different. There's documentation. I'm not going to show you the documentation because the Steam partner page is under NDA, and even though there are people who show that stuff on YouTube, I'm not going to take the risk and show it. So I mean, if you want to see that stuff on YouTube, you can find it, but I'm not going to take the risk and show it myself because it's under NDA. And I don't know if there's specific things that I'm able to show within the Steam partner um, admin panel and the documentation, but I just don't want to risk showing something that is not allowed. Instead, I'm going to show that this is an official post by Valve, the Steamworks development. This is on Steam. Like there's a community group, and they post this. Basically, a lot of this information is in the docs. So um, they use these examples. Okay, my kid's crying, and 1 second. Let me make sure that. Okay, I think he went to his mom. Anyways, so there's no guesswork. You know, this is all in the documentation. It's almost like word for word with the same images. They say, you know, these things are not allowed on your capsule art. So let me show. There are. Whoops. Uh-oh. All right. Let's open. Hopefully I didn't show anything crazy on screen. But anyways. Oh yeah, something did show on screen. Okay. Was that anything crazy? Oh, it's just Upwork and a bunch of my files. Okay. Oh well. That's fine. Let's resume that. Oh, anyways, let me open up. Oh, what was I looking at? Okay, brand logos, Sabr Path, Nexus Defenders. Okay, so well, let's go here. Let's look at Beware Tomorrow. Beware Tomorrow. Go here. So library assets. Okay, so there are different assets. For example, this is the library asset that shows up vertical. When you go to your Steam library, this is the vertical image I use. Um, and then this also shows up in the library in this is the library header for Beware Tomorrow. And then this is like the very top part across the entire page, and then like this shows up wherever I align it. So that's basically this is the library assets are like that. But then there's the capsule art, the store capsule, store page assets. So for Beware Tomorrow, this is the store header. This shows up at the top. Let me get Beware Tomorrow open. Beware Tomorrow. Yeah, there it is. That's that image right there. That image at the top. And then there is this. This is the store capsule main, which is not the same. It's not this. This is not the same thing. It's a little bit bigger, and this gets used on different things. Like if it shows up on the front page of Steam, this is what it ends up being used. This gets used in different areas other than the store page. And then there's this. This is the small capsule. So the small capsule, where does this get shown? So like on the bottom. No, not those. But anyways, so like when you search for like Beware Tomorrow, yeah. So when you search for it, that's the small capsule. All right. So none of these are supposed to have adult content. According to right here. Where is it? Content. Okay, so basically they say, yeah, no review scores, no award names, no discounts, no text or imagery promoting a different product. This includes no marketing of sequels or other titles. So they don't want you to talk about like any other games. Um, if we have like something like Steam Festival, like it needs to be a temporary thing, because we're able to set, um, where is it called? Anyways, there's a way for us to set a artwork for a limited time, like for a week or for a month or something like that, like for a specific update. We're able to do that, but it needs to be specifically uploaded to it for that thing. Just add the game to. Hey, thanks. Play nice games. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we're able to set. It's a separate spot on the control panel. Like we put the default stuff into one spot, and then a different spot for the temporary things. Anyways, over here, so capsule images must contain readable product logo slash name and have accurate dimensions, because it will not accept if the dimensions are set differently than what they want, because as you can see, with this is supposed to be a specific size. Same with this is a specific size. It will not accept it if it's a different size. So anyways, must have PG-13 appropriate artwork. So where is it? Let me search over here. Is it here? Oh, okay, there it is. All right, let's put that back up. So I ask, what counts as PG-13? Just to be clear. So PG-13, I asked AI just to get the official, if I can find it. I think I went to, okay. So it said the reason why that the image that was used, let me put that blur back on. Filters. Nope. Let's turn this back off. Turn that off. Filters. Turn this back on. Turn it back on. Okay, there's the blur. There it is. Okay. So it says the reason why that this is not considered PG-13 would likely be because of the focal point of the image. And yeah, I do have it blurred out a little bit because I don't want to promote sexualization again. Just in case people want to take me out of context and didn't hear what I said earlier. So the focal point for this woman on this image is her butt. Her head clips outside of the image. And her butt is literally in the center. It's right there in the middle. That's why it's considered sexualization when the butt is in the center. And like her head's literally clipping out. That is where the eyes are drawn, is towards her butt, and that's why it's considered sexualization. Let's see. We got the rule seems like a pierced. If you put your cursor over the Steam store capsule of a game, it shows screenshots of the game. That word games have that stuff. Screenshots, same effect. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a second. So, what isn't also the center? Well, it's not in the dead center because the words are there, but it is a focal point. That's my point. And some people have been bringing up. Let's go to Steam. Let's what was that? Dispatch. Let me get. So a lot of people are bringing up this open new image. So, I mean, first of all, I don't like this image anyways. Let me get rid of that. There we go. I mean, I don't like this anyways because I think it's kind of dumb. It's juvenile. It's juvenile to have like a picture of guys pissing. So, this isn't my cup of tea anyways. But the two reasons why this wouldn't be considered sexualization while the other would be is because one, the focal point is like the entire body, and it's more about like the absurdity of these guys, in the bathroom, or it's supposed to be, I guess, supposed to be casual. I guess I'm not sure, but the unlike the other picture of the woman, like her head's literally clipping out of the image because it's more focused on her body. This like these guys are taking a piss. I'm not defending it. I'm not saying that this is okay. I don't really like this either. I'm just explaining why the other one wouldn't pass and this does pass. The other reason, and I think this is the major thing that people are conflating, is that men and women are not the same. Like a man, like a superhero man, um, is generally not seen as sexualized compared to a woman. Like just the social acceptance and also the reads that we get from a woman's body are different from what we get from a man's body. I think the idea of making them one to one equal and saying that if it works for one, it works for the other, I think that is incorrect. Uh, Universally, people see men's bodies and women's bodies completely different, and I think conflating what we see out of the two is incorrect. But there's also, aside from that, there's like some DLC down here. It's this one down here. I'm not gonna enlarge the image, but there's like or no, yeah, an upgrade. So like that picture that has a lot of all the characters in their swimsuits, and it has a clear view of some woman's butt. And yeah, that is double standards. I will agree. For those people who are pointing this out, that is definitely a double standard. Though that's how these large companies work, is that they will allow for certain people to slide, especially if they're a larger partner. For example, I on YouTube, I have a very small following. I have less than 7,000 subscribers, and um, I might get more, or I might more likely get shadow banned for saying certain things compared to somebody like Andy Pants Gaming, who has 200,000 subscribers, and he says crazy things all the time. So, yeah, it is clearly not like it is not fair, and that's just how it is. You, you can complain about it, but I mean, that's just how the things are. Um, Got to work around it. I mean, I try to avoid saying certain things so that I don't like my channel has I feel like it's gotten throttled before, but I mean it is what it is. I gotta just work with it. Let's see. Let me open catch back up with the chat. Okay, the rules. Okay, yeah, I already had that one. The butt isn't in the center. Um, there are many other games on Steam that have way more clear sexualization. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Male chess versus female chess problem. Oh yeah, that's a clear exact. That is exact um, example of what I'm talking about. Like a male's chest is not the same as a female's chest. Um, I mean that's just clearly what it is like, and Steam has so many games, it's impossible to enforce objectivity equal. Well, yeah. So there's multiple reasons why they're not. Uh, they don't enforce equally. One being what I just mentioned: the bigger people are able to get away with certain things. Um, like there are two different. Like there are basically two different Steams. There's Steam or there's big Steam and there's little Steam. And like everybody goes to Steam. There it looks like one Steam, but there's actually two Steams. And the big Steam for the big boys get completely different um uh um what's the word? Not hooks, perks. They get completely different perks than an indie game developer. Like I don't get the same perks as EA, Ubisoft. I'm pretty sure that's Ad Hoc Studio probably because the Ad Hoc Studio is they are former Telltale devs. It's rampant in the visual novel genre. Um, So yeah, they're bigger developers, bigger publishers. They get completely different rules from smaller developers. So that's one reason. Another reason why there is unequal what's the enforcement, unequal enforcement is because who you deal with. Like when I submit a game, a real person looks through the game, runs it, make sure that it runs, make sure that it's meets the standards that they're looking for, that it's the same game as what I advertise on my Steam page, etc. Um, and it depends on who's doing it. If the person doesn't like what they see, if the person's more strict than the other person, I've had interactions with Steam that have gone very smoothly, and I've had other interactions with Steam that don't go so smoothly, and it all depends on who I'm interacting with. So that's another major factor. Now, as far as the adult content, um, there are two reasons why I can think of why many games have the adult content. One reason is because when one reason is because the games are not consistently being monitored by Steam employees. The main two times it gets looked at is one when you submit the game. When you submit to open the store page. The first when you want the store page to be available for the public, like for example, right now, my game. I mean, this is already available for sale, but the other game, this is not available for sale. I mean, it does say install. That's because I'm the dev. I'm able to install it because I can test things out. But is there a way to switch view? Admin view. Let's app landing page. There we go. Now it's going to turn into no, I'm not allowed to show that. Whoops. All right, enter beta mode. There we go. All right, well, I don't think it showed anything, but I was not. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's the same thing. All right, let's get exit beta mode. Don't need to. Okay, whatever. I guess the only way to turn this off is to log out or show it in incognito mode. But anyways, the point being, when I submit this game to Steam, then they look at it. And then when I have everything uploaded. I have the game uploaded. I click the green button to say I'm ready to sell the game. Then it goes through a process that may take up to a week, in which somebody checks to see if it looks good. They check to see if everything on the store page, all this information matches the game, all the screenshots and everything matches the game. They install the game, they make sure it runs. I don't know what exactly they do. I'm pretty sure they have a checklist of things like, does the game run? Does it crash immediately? Does the game look like what I'm advertising, etc. And at that point, that's the second time somebody looks at the game. And I've actually had a game get rejected. So let's look at this real quick. So this game, Beware Tomorrow, I used to have a completely different Steam store page for this. And the reason is because I had another game called Beware. First, it was called Beware the Bully Redux, because I made a game called Beware the Bully for college. And it was just a simple platformer. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to redo this game. And it's going to be called Beware the Bully Redux. And this, let's see. Yeah, this is kind of lame looking. Is that okay? No, this is what I end up using. Yeah, this is what I end up using. Yeah, Beware the Bully Redux. Kind of, it was a 2D platformer. Let me see if I have do I have a video on here. Store assets. I have a trailer somewhere. No trailer. Come on. Okay, let me go here. Videos. There it is. Videos. Sabr Path. Beware Tomorrow trailer. Okay. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. Let's get this over here. So. So first let's call Beware Bully, and then Beware, and this is I'm allowed to run the music. I have a license for it. I don't want to. YouTube will still be like, hey, we found this music on here, and then I have to like submit a thing to say no, I have a license for it. And I don't want to deal with it. Anyway, so this was the game. Now, I worked on this for a long time. I worked on this for maybe 2 years or so. And yeah, it's definitely not impressive looking. I'm not proud of it. And I eventually realized this is not going to work. This game is going to just waste my time. I'm not going to make money off of this. And it's just way too time consuming to make a game like this, because I can spend maybe a week or more on one level, just making the one level, and then if I don't even add any like new mechanics or anything like that, just maybe more than a week, and the level itself is going to be 5 minutes long. So the amount of time I put in to the game and how big the game ends up being in return, it made no sense for me to continue. I was like, okay, if I make the game like 3 hours long, this is going to take forever to make. So I just quit the game altogether. And what I end up doing is I said, okay, I have this Steam page for a game called Beware. I'm going to call the game Beware Tomorrow and use it for this game instead. And when I submit to release the game, basically whoever looked at it was like, this doesn't match what you initially submit to us. Is this supposed to be the same game? And I tried to BS it. Yes. I was like, well, you're being chased by a one enemy. You're trying to avoid. A lot of the same concepts have carried over, though the game has changed from a 2D game to a 3D game. The story is still the same and the message is still the same. Yeah, I just tried to BS it. I figured, what's it gonna hurt? And then I got a reply saying, I don't feel comfortable approving this because this doesn't match the game that you initially submit. Basically the reasoning is that I had so many people on the wish list. I think it was like some 800 people or so. Though the number kept on going down because the game I had it wish listed available for a long time, and they basically said, yeah, you can't have like a game with this many wish lists and then completely change the game. That was basically the reasoning, and I was like, okay, whatever. And I can't get a refund on it either, so it cost $100 for me to open the Steam page. And I can't get a refund on it because that's the policy. You just don't. There are no refunds. You put in the $100 for the Steam page, and it's non-refundable. So I couldn't reuse it. I couldn't do anything with it. So I told them, okay, can you close down the Steam page? Because I have zero plans on ever releasing this game. So they closed the Steam page, and that was like $100 that I wasted. I mean, whatever. I moved on. And then, so give me 1 second. Let me turn it to this. Let me get them back on here. Where'd it go? Trying to find the Red Falls. Because they were complaining about no refund. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's switch back, and then I'll take a look at the chat. So the chat says, yeah, it's definitely ramping the visual novels. So well, to continue what I was saying real quick, let's go back to camera only. So to address that, so because of the fact that they only look at 2 times, they look at it when you submit to you have the Steam page, and then when you submit to sell the game. I can change the capsule art for my game, and they won't know, because no one's gonna like come back and look at it. They have too many games. They literally have thousands of games, maybe millions at this point. But they have so many games, it is impossible for the amount of people that work there to continuously check up. Okay, did they change their artwork? So that's one. You can change your artwork. 2, the other thing is, even though their policy is that it must be PG-13, I'm going to assume there might be some leniency towards games that put down in their content survey that they are a mature rated game. So the content survey, I'm going to explain this real quick. The content survey is when I'm setting up my Steam page, there's a content survey. The content survey asks for what kind of mature or sexual content is in the game, and also asks for like what's AI generated. And I'm supposed to self-disclose. I'm supposed to tell Steam, this is what's in the game. This is what's mature content. This is the violent content. This is the AI generated content. And there might be a possibility that if if a developer discloses that, yeah, this has everything, this has all the adult content in it, there might be a little bit of leniency towards what's on the capsule art because um, the filters, the store filters, go off of what's on the content survey. So if a user does not want to see those, H-word games, those visual novels, then those I'll just call it adult content visual novels. I'll call it that. So if a user does not want to see adult content visual novels, they set their settings so that they don't see it, and it'll never show up. Even if they type in the name of the game, it won't show up. So they don't have to worry about seeing that content if they don't want to see it. If the game is set to the content, if the content survey is set so that it says it doesn't have adult content, but they have some sexualized woman or something, something sexualized on the capsule art, then yeah, they're gonna be more strict and say, hey, why do you have this woman's butt in the center of the capsule art? So there's a huge difference. That's why I think these people, there are a lot of people, like especially in the comments section of this Twitter thread with Aftermath, there are countless people who are showing clear examples of adult content games, and that is not even a fair comparison. Because of the fact that those games don't even show up on everybody's feed. I asked this developer, I replied to the developers of Aftermath Red Pine Lake. I asked them, what was your content survey set to? And they didn't answer me. Instead, they said, we already addressed this. And I asked, like, can you link me to it? I see there's so many threads. Can you link me to it? And eventually they showed me like this image. I'll get it up in a second. Where is the image? Let's go back here. Go to media, and then okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, and this one was actually to me. Yeah, this is the reply to me that they stating that not allowed in any capsule art. Where'd I go? There I am. All right, I'm here. So yeah, they're stating, okay, this is not allowed in any capsule art. So the devs of this game, this is why I feel like they're engagement farming, because they've shifted the goalposts. They've went from, hey, they are censoring us, and now they shifted over to, rather than saying that we're being censored, they're saying, hey, why aren't you getting these other people too? Look at these other examples. And all these people have been showing in their comments, which I don't want to show on screen, in their comments showing all these nasty looking games. And I had to like click mute on some of them because it's just ridiculous. I'm not even going to describe the craziness. It's not even just naked people. It's crazy things. So I had to remove that from my site, but they've shifted the goalpost to, hey, why aren't you getting these other people? So it's not that they're saying that they're being targeted specifically for censorship. They just don't like the fact that they're not allowed to use their one capsule art. So now they want to burn the world and say, hey, everybody else needs, why aren't you getting them? Why aren't you getting them? It's like someone who's speeding down the highway, and then they get pulled over by the cops, and someone else is going fast. Why didn't you pull over that guy? And the cop's like, well, I pulled you over. Okay, what you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it that the cop pulled you over? You can't do it. Like, just you have nothing you can do. Just move on with your life. Submit a new capsule art. They're acting like their entire game is being the initial post that I showed earlier in this live stream was that the entire game is being censored, and that's not true. What got rejected is their capsule art. Wrong is wrong. Let me show. I don't want to put this because all the crazy stuff will show up on screen. Let's go back. Where's the new one that they posted? All right, here it is. So here's the new one. Let's go back here. All right. So this is them. So you're admitting that other graphics are indeed more sexual than ours that are still allowed on the platform. So just for the record, you are aware of this and still won't approve our page? Like that doesn't change. Like just because there's more stuff that's out there doesn't mean that they're doesn't give you the free pass. Like this is not how you interact with a business partner. Steam is your business. You're an indie developer. This is not how, and you're a business partner with Valve. This is not how you interact with a business partner. This seems childish. Like the way how whoever wrote this, because this is a team of people. Whoever wrote this is not writing in a professional manner, and a lot of people in the comments are even pointing this out. Well, there seems to be two camps. There's people who are calling this out, and there's other people who are like, yeah, no censorship, nothing at all, no censorship ever. So anyways, it will be interesting to see what the community thinks on your stance against women's behinds. See, this is what they're. This is another reason why I feel like this is rage bait, engagement baiting, engagement farming, whatever you want to call it. Rage baiting, engagement farming, drama farming, because this is clearly what their goal is now. What the community thinks. It's no longer about getting my capsule art approved. It's no longer about getting my game approved. This is about what the community thinks of your stance. As a diverse team, our female team believe in women being given the freedom to wear what they want without censorship, and think players should be able to see a swimsuit without being called mature or sexual content. Okay, that's fine, but that doesn't change what the Valve guidelines are, and the Valve guidelines are in the documentations. You literally have these games that show more in their graphics that are viewable by everyone, but you're worried about a barely visible back. Again, this is like the person who got caught speeding pointing at the other people speeding saying, what about them? Also, you said also, if you get caught speeding, do you expect the police to get back in their car and be like, okay, I'll let you go. Let me get that person who's going faster. Also, you said regardless of what they wear, so jeans are now that. Not sure what. So on this point, a lot of the people I've been seeing online who are like, let me skip the ad. Yeah. Anyways, a lot of people who have been drilling on this point are the same people I've been seeing on Twitter. These are the exact same people who are cheering and hollering for that Sydney Sweeney jeans ad. Yes, she's completely covered, but what she's wearing is form-fitting, therefore it's sexualized. And like now those same people, and I'm gonna call people out, like Smash JT. So he's one of the people, like, because I follow him on Twitter, but like he's one of those same people who is, cheering for Sydney Sweeney showing her butt through her jeans, but then they're gonna act surprised. They're gonna act surprised when somebody else says that's sexualized. So it's okay if you say that's sexualized, but it's bad if you say, no, that's sexualized. I think there isn't justice in times like this. Oh yeah, that's true. There is no justice. I mean, yeah, it's uneven as far as like, okay, some people are getting away with it, some people aren't. But I mean, what are we gonna do? Like I said, with me on YouTube, I know it is not a free speech platform, and I try to avoid saying certain things. All right. Smash JT is crazy. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think he's a bad person, but I'm gonna call him out for, um, it's a double standard. And I mean, I guess I might have double standards too, but I try to be consistent. That's why I blur that image when it's on my screen, because I don't want to promote it. I don't want to. I think adult content. This is something I was watching. Let me go back to me real quick. I'm gonna go on a little tangent. So there is this video I saw. Let me see if I could go on YouTube real quick and pull it up just to show it on the screen for a second. I'm not gonna run the video or anything, but there is a video of Tucker Carlson and Nick F. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his name or not, but there's a discussion they were having. Let me see if I could pull it up. It should be in my history. Yeah, Tucker and nope, not that. I think it's even further back. No, I don't see it. Anyways, there. No, yes. Okay, this is not the video.
I tweeted at Ben Shapiro.
I'll just show it on screen.
I said, I've never seen
this guy. Show on screen. So yeah, Tucker Carlson was having an interview with this guy, and one of the videos from it's not this specific one, but one of the videos they were talking about adult content and how it's a huge problem with society. And I think Tucker made a really good. He asked a very great question. He said, what's a bigger threat to America right now? Adult content? Well, he said the P word, the four letter P word. He said, what's a bigger threat to America? Adult content or Iran? And Nick laughed and he quickly said adult content. And it's like that's true, because adult content is messing up. Like whether you like adult content or not, it is proven that adult content is messing up people's brains, like on a mass scale. Like it's for some people it messes them up more than others, but it is messing people up. Like especially like with the incel problem, guys that are like who have given up. And they decided to just, have fun with themselves, and like it's frying their brains. The content that they're viewing is frying their brains. It's messing them up. So even if they potentially get with a woman, they are going to be like severely messed up with like, they're getting excited, being able to get excited with a woman, or just all sorts of mental problems. And That's why I try to avoid showing sexualized content on my channel, because it is a problem. It is a worldwide problem. It is not just our society. It is a worldwide problem. There have been instances, like I was listening to this woman talk about her, like she goes to the, I can't remember, I think somewhere in Africa. She goes and volunteers and helps in this village. Like they have no technology except for, like, they'll have like one charging station, and they have some cell phones, and then like they use these cell phones for like, I can't remember what exactly for, but I have one guy who charges these phones, and then like the young men will sometimes take the phones and they'll like climb up all the way up to the top of the mountain so they can get some good reception, and then just spend as long as they can there trying to find adult content on their phone. So even like, this is not just like our, a Western society problem. This is a problem that expands to anyone with technology, and that's why I'm against it. Let me go see the chat real quick. So Smash GT's Craig. All right. Hot women just being hot by herself isn't sexualization. I think people also don't get that. Um, let's see. Yeah, a woman who is attractive is not sexualization. I'll agree with that. Um, it comes down to more specific things, such as the nuance, the framing of the image, like how the camera is being used, the woman's behavior, her body language. Um, Clothes definitely matters. Less clothes is definitely more sexualization. Form fitting, like, like I said with that Sydney Sweeney ad, like she's mostly covered, but it was clearly like people were cheering for that. Like, yes, society is recovering. Let's see. I've known Smash JT before the woke thing's been popping, but either way, his channel does great. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate on him. I agree with things he says, and I disagree with him. He's just a dude. I first was aware of him when the whole the completionist thing was happening, because he was Smash JT was showing up on my feed, and I don't know, I couldn't get enough of the whole completionist thing with the money scandal. It was just very interesting. So I was and Smash JT would pop up my feed, and he'd say Gerard, like he couldn't pronounce Gerard, like the second R is like Gerard. Uh, okay, that's why I say cyborg women will dominate the dating market. That is definitely a thing that is happening, and it is going to become more mainstream. I mean, like when we normalize people having AI relationships, treating AI like a replacement for friends, for friendship, for socialization, and also normalize adult content. Those things, there's an overlap. Those two will merge together. More and more guys are going to, like you said, like cyborgs. Well, not cyborg. Sorry, androids. They're going to, not cyborg, because cyborg would imply they're partially human. They're just going to go straight to fake women, androids, robots. So where did I leave off with this whole mess? Oh yeah, going back to this. So yeah, let's go back. Share this screen. All right, so yeah, this is where I was at. So yeah, like the way how this whoever is in charge of this talking about like how long has this been going? Okay, so I got like 20 minutes left on the stream. Okay, I'm doing good. I love androids. Okay, so yeah, acting surprised. This is what I was saying. Like people were cheering for Sydney Sweeney, and then they act surprised when someone else says that's sexualization. Okay, not sure how this is the hill you want to die on. Well, no, you spinning it around. This is the hill you want to die on. You can easily change your capsule art, but you refuse to, and therefore you're not getting approved. This is the hill you want to die on. See, this is the why I'm saying this is unprofessional wording. Like this is not how you talk to even when I told the story earlier about how I tried to BS my way with me submitting a different game on my Steam store because I didn't want to spend another $100, but even then I was explaining it in a way trying to be professional. But yeah, it's the same game design document. A few things changed. The game's no longer 2D; it's now 3D. But a lot of the core mechanics are still there. Like yeah, I was trying to. That's why I was BSing it because I was trying to be professional, but it didn't work. I figured might as well give it. The worst that would happen is that they say no, which that was what they're saying anyways. They're saying no, and nothing changed. This it's like you're not gonna get approved with this kind of mentality. Players, hey, censorship. If you won't permit our page, we want a full refund. No, you can't. There is no full refund. It's non-refund. It states it's non-refundable. When you spend that $100, it says this is non-refundable. I tried. I tried. I was like, hey, can I at least have a new page open up? Like, no, it's not refundable. Okay, all right, I'll make a new page. That was it. Move on. So this person, if you see apps that are well, I saw someone complaining in the comments, oh, why'd you blur out the name? Well, they got to blur out the name because if they don't blur out the name, that will put them into legal issue in which they're probably never going to be allowed on Steam again. They'd probably get permanently banned from Steam. That's why they have to blur out their name. Like someone's like, oh, put them on blast. Well, I mean, clearly, the devs of this want to have their cake and eat it too. They want both the drama farming and they also want to be on Steam. All right, if you see apps that are breaking the rules, please use our official reporting feature on the game store by using the button with the flag icon, which can be found on the right-hand side of the page next to the embedded buttons. We use these we use these reports to investigate problems or abuse with games and take action when appropriate. However, we don't provide updates or info on the outcome or share how we handle these situations with other partners. I feel like that was a professional response. They're like, okay, if you see it, then report it. And we don't share information of one partner to another partner. We don't do that. And they're like, oh, you expect. They really said, do our job for us. No, that is not what they said. Their job is not to go around and constantly check to see if every single page gets updated, because that is literally impossible. So it's either like these are what can happen. You can either expect them to constantly check every single page on a daily basis to see if anything has updated, or check. Well, more realistically is if a partner presses publish on the page, they check it, or there is an approval process. Anytime I make a change to the page, I have to wait for someone to manually approve it for me, or they take away my ability to update, or it's this, or I'm able to update it on my own, and then if I do something naughty, somebody can tell on me. Like what? Which do you want? Do you prefer more regulations? Like the person over here who wants freedom and no censorship. Do you want to have an approval process every single time you update your capsule art and you update your storm page? Is that what you want? Like, this person's calling them out for, engagement farming. This person's saying you're being unprofessional. No, yeah, there's that thumbnail. People are like, oh, look, double standards. And well, yeah, that is a double standard. But like I said, they treat the bigger people differently than the smaller people, and that's just how it is. That's how everyone is. That's how YouTube is. It's inconsistent. What am I going to do about it? I can't really do anything. The only thing I can do for myself is to play by the rules, and that's it. That's all I can do. I can just play by the rules. I mean, I can pout and say, oh, well, Andy Pants gets to say things about these people. I want to as well. Well, Andy Pants has 200K subs. He's going to be able to get away with things that I can't. Let's see. Let's see. I love androids, especially my Queen Android 18 from Dragon Ball. But sadly, she's taken by Krillin. Well, Krillin's the man. He deserves it. Krillin only gets with hot girls. That's it. Like he had what was, I think her name was Marin. She basically looked exactly like Bulma, except she had a different color hair. Anyways, he must be very charismatic around women. Anyways. What? Trying to look at what. Anyways, let's move this camera real quick, and then I'm going to put on. Okay, yeah. So, they have their Kickstarter page, and 164 followers, only 2 backers. How do you get backers? Or 1 backer. How do you get a backer when it's not even open yet? That's kind of weird. So they're trying to get funding for their Kickstarter that says starting soon. And I already showed the trailer. Personally, I mean, I don't want to like bash any developer. But it just doesn't really have anything standing out. I'll just say that. It just doesn't have anything standing out with it at the moment. And the main thing that's driving attention to it right now is this whole controversy. And like, I'll admit, like my game Beware Tomorrow, like it doesn't have anything special to it as well. And the main reason why people have been wishlisting it is because of my content on YouTube. They want to support me. They like my content on YouTube. They want to support me through my game. So I mean, I appreciate that, those people who want to support me. So though it is a bit different, though, the reason why there's a difference is because I'm providing value with the videos that I'm making. I'm trying to make videos that provide some sort of value, and people want to have another way to support me other than click and like and all. Yeah, speaking of which, please click like on this video. For those of you watching the live stream, and those of you, or if you're watching the recording, the replay, the video on demand, please click the like, help spread the algorithm, And if you have a super chat, I appreciate super chats, but I still read the chats anyways. So going back to which, what I was saying is that's the main reason why this game is getting support is due to the whole like anti-censorship movement. Like they're trying to really feed on this this crowd of anti-censorship people. So let's go to dude, I'm bald. I don't wish I was dude, Krillin is like the strongest human in Dragon Ball. Think about that. He's the strongest man. Everyone else who's stronger than him are not human. So as far as humans, he is the strongest. You gotta think about that. Krillin's not only the strongest human, but he has a loving wife and a family. He's got it all. He's got it all. Can't hate on Krillin. So let me get this back on screen. All right, so Sakura Studios. I don't know if no, Tien's not stronger. Krillin's definitely stronger. Tien, like I think for a while he stopped training. But I think definitely Krillin's stronger. It's just Tien has his thing is more he has like weird moves. Like the like arms coming out of his body and solar flare and Kikoho. Like he has like very like he's more of a strategic mind. Like that's more of his thing. He does weird things. Kind of like if you have a fighting game, Tien's basically like Dulcim. He's weird. He does weird things. He has the stretches. He's powerful if you know how to use him, but he's very weird. That's what Tien that like I lucky you, angry chair. Now I'm just so yeah, so let's go back to this. So this is their website. Not gonna judge what their website is like. I mean, it's not. So, you know, they have this game, the ghost of this thing. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it, and it's a game. Like I'm not gonna hate on it. Like you know, any developer. I'm assuming this was developed by only one person. You know, it's not anything impressive, but I'm not gonna hate on it. You know, my game isn't exactly the most impressive thing either, but you know, this is what it is. Whoa. Oh, I think there's music playing. Yeah, don't want music playing. Okay, so yeah, this is Nichishima, Ghost of Yotei, our new IP horror game. No, this is not your new one anymore. This is your old one. Update the page. Update the page, bro. So anyway, so this is their first game, and then their second game, Aftermath Z, which looks like it's very early development because there aren't very many screenshots, and that trailer was just environments. You have an update page, devlogs. So it looks like these devs go to some shows, like live shows, and show off their game. Oh, this is the developer. I'll have to check this out sometime. How to enter the industry. Interesting. All right. How long is this video?
It catches every
An hour long? Are you talking to somebody? Or is it just you? Oh, you're actually talking to somebody. Okay. All right. So anyways, so if we go to the About Us page, this is one thing I noticed. So the About Us page is very weird because, you know, it has our mission, our team, our history. Okay. You know, they're after years of freelancing history for BAFTA award-winning Impact Games, after years of freelancing in the games industry for BAFTA award-winning Impact Game. Okay, so Impact Games. He was freelancing for Impact Games, and they are BAFTA award winning. Okay, so I was glancing at that. I was like, he's a BAFTA award winning? No, he worked for Impact Games, which is a BAFTA award winning. Our business became an indie game studio. So what's for say out that this was Smash JT, the S for Smash, and then TJ. Anyways, so studio lead is TJ. And this is the reason why I feel like this page is weird is because it's like just all over the place with the pictures. Um, it gives a heavier emphasis on him, and it's show more. Okay, all right, okay, I'm missing out some stuff. But then it has the team, which has the senior data analyst, this QA lead, and a community manager. I'm assuming Vendrajo is the one who's been posting on the Twitter. I'm not sure if this person or if it doesn't even have his name anywhere. Oh yeah, TJ. So if TJ's the one who's communicating with them, or if it's this person who's communicating with Steam. But this page is just really weird because like it's just it's very disorganized. Like neither these people or these three people do not have any bio, and you have this random voice actor talent we work with. So like basically if you do any work with them, they're gonna permanently put you in their about us page. That seems weird. Anyways, let me see what we got here. Sakurai has free masterclass on. Oh yeah, he does. Yes, yeah. I was watching some of them. Very good stuff, though. I don't like that I have to read everything. would be nice if maybe I could use the dubbing software or something, but I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of like reading everything. I like to like listen and pay attention to visuals rather than just focusing on the subtitles. I'm not a big fan of focusing on subtitles. So, anyways, my point being, with this game, the reason why I'm looking at this game is because this game's being developed by we'll say two people, because TJ is the one who's doing everything. She data analyst. What is it? What's a data analyst doing with a like? Is she like their marketing expert or something? Okay, I'm gonna say this is developed by one person, and he has 3 people helping. So TJ is the one developing. She's a data analyst. I'm assuming market research. Then you have Shay, who's the QA lead. So basically, that means Shay is playtesting the game for TJ, and Vandrajo is the one posting. And I'm not sure if any of these people are even getting paid. You're not a weeb? Come on. Being a weeb is not... Wait. What? Did I miss something? You're not a weeb? Are you asking me if I'm not a weeb? I mean, I used to watch anime. Oh, I get what you said. It's because the subtitles thing that I said earlier. Okay, yeah. I used to watch anime like forever ago, when I was in high school, and then I tried watching it again, like around the time my first son was born. And the thing is, like when I want to watch something, I just want to turn my brain off. Like the point of me watching something is that I sit back and just turn my brain off. And if I'm reading, then I'm not turning my brain off. I got books. I got books here. I need to start reading that. Here's Frankenstein. I got books. How to talk to kids so they can learn. I got books. If I want to read, I got books to read. I don't want to sit down and watch. Also, the other thing with when I read, and this is a problem like with anime, is that when I read anime, um, I'm focused so much on the words that I miss out a lot of the action. And that became annoying for me. Like that was my experience when I was watching, especially Bleach. Like they talked so fast in Bleach, and I missed a lot of. And then they would immediately get into action, and I'm like, oh, they're talking while the action's happening, and it was annoying. Though I don't think I watched any of Bleach dubbed. I think I watched it all of it subtitled. Well, as far as I got, I didn't finish it. I got to, where did I get to? I don't know. Anyways, it's time to wrap things up. I am at the 90-minute mark. What's wrong with reading subtitles? What's wrong with the reason I don't like subtitles because like I'm focused too much on the words. I'm missing a lot of the action. That's basically it. Anyways, so let me wrap things up. Let me go to camera only. So yeah, like this is why I feel like this dev is engagement farming. They're constantly moving the goalposts. The initial problem is our game is getting censored. Like that was the initial post. Let me read it again. Let me go back to where it goes. Where? Because I don't want to put words in their mouth. One second. Camper, no. It's the one. Okay, here it is. No, that was not it. Yes, this is. This image is the reason our Steam page has not been approved. This image is now classed as too mature. And then where are they? Yeah, so it says so now we cannot have the page ready in time for the event and would need to censor our marketing, screenshots, etc. when we've established that they told them to change the capsule art. That's it, just the capsule art, not the screenshots. They made that up. They said our marketing, screenshots, etc. No, they said the capsule art. This is what censorship is coming to in the game industry, and we have to ask now, is it worth it for them to move the goalposts down the line? We could have it all remade and hope they accept it. They told them, just redo the capsule art. But where will it stop? We need to redo the networking too if we move platform. But do you really want a censored game? See, they said censored game. This is what the developer is saying, censored game. When Steam is telling them, Valve is telling them, change the capsule art. The capsule art does not meet our requirements of PG-13. And like this is why I feel like they are engagement farming. How old are you? I am going to be 40 very soon. Very soon. I've been rewatching Bleach this month after 12 years break from high school. See, I realized Bleach was still ongoing because it was like had to take a break because of, the manga had to catch up or something happened. Anyways, so I was trying to figure out. I was like, okay, do I want to get back to Bleach? Has Kenpachi does his Bankai yet? No, he hasn't. I'm not watching it. That will be. I need to see him do his Bankai. That's it. Like if he hasn't done his Bankai yet, then I have no reason. If Kenpachi does not do a Bankai in the anime, I have no reason to go back to it. That would be the reason for me to like pick back up and watch it. But anyways, yeah, this is why I feel like, I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I feel like this developer is engagement farming. They are constantly, they're the ones who are moving the goalpost. Steam is consistent because I mean, I'm not here to defend the corporation. Steam, I have my own issues with Steam, but I'm here. I'm just pointing out. So I'm trying to make myself clear as I wrap this up. Is that well, skip the ad. No need an ad right now. Anyways, yeah, I'm trying to make myself clear that I'm not defending Steam. I think this developer is like engagement farming. They've been showing their screenshots with how they interact with the Steam support. That last one clearly looked unprofessional, and the way how they worded, I'm assuming it's the guy. The way how the guy he worded things was that it was more about getting an official statement for influencers to get angry rather than him trying to come up with a solution, figure out how to get the game published, how to get the Steam store page available, how to get the capsule art approved. It became more about, what about these guys? What about this game? What about that game? Oh, you think genes are sexualized? Like that's what that is what the person, it was clearly trying to find a gotcha. And that's why I feel like this developer is disingenuous. And also, as I mentioned with the content survey, we don't know what the content survey included. It could be that they put down that there is no mature content in the game, which you can have a horror game without mature content. That's possible. And due to that, they're more strict on, what the what's on the capsule art. I'm not saying that's right or wrong of Steam, but that is a possibility as to why they did it. And when we understand the reasoning as to why, then we say, okay, how can we work around that? Because what else you gotta do? You can either you basically have two choices. Either you work with them, you work with what you're allowed to do, or keep trying to like rile up the rage bait online. So that's basically it. This live stream has gone the full 90 minutes. Try not to make it too long because I don't want people to be turned off by the length of the video when they see it in their feed. But anyways, their own victimization also bring more clout to their game. I would be amazed if this was part of their plan. I mean, it might not be initially part of their plan, but they're like, hey, let's run with this. And I'm very certain that they've gained much more. It's not very certain. It is definitely true that they are getting more exposure, because I see so many YouTubers talk about this game now. They're getting so much free exposure. And like I said, the game doesn't really look anything special. Not to compare it to my game. I mean, my game's not special either, but it is what it is. I'm not trying to pretend my game's special at the moment. They're riding the wave. Yeah, that's on. So, I'll just make this quick. So, I feel like so some people complain that he's bringing Islam to New York or whatever. That's I think that's untrue. He's bringing socialism, which socialism and Islam are two different things. Like you can't say that. You can't say both are happening. It's one or the other. They're two completely different things. Um, I see him as like a Muslim. What's the word? Um, not a Muslim by culture, if that makes sense. Like he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm Muslim. Like I don't think he's like that, um, that religious, especially with all the policies he is supporting. I don't think he's very religious. But the major point I'll share is that I think they intentionally, they as in the higher ups, the people who are in charge of the party, they intentionally had him win because you have um, Mamdani. He he's yeah, he's talking about his crazy socialist um, plans, but he's talking about topics that the people want to hear about, like the price of food. They want to hear about things that matter to them, the price of food. And then Andrew Cuomo, who is clearly part of the establishment, and the way how something was hitting my window. Anyway, so Andrew Cuomo, who's clearly part of the establishment, he's like, oh well, he didn't pledge to go visit the Israel. He didn't go pledge to visit that place. When you have that type of campaign, oh, and also like the other things that they focused on was like, oh, he eats with his hands. Have you never ate with you never ate a sandwich? You never ate French fries? You don't eat how do you eat chips? He eats with his hands. Like what's that's your comeback? He eats with his hand. Like it became more of a xenophobic thing. They are focusing on like all these things that had nothing to do with countering his policies, and because of that, it made him extremely popular, and that's why he won. Because on one hand you see this young guy who's talking about the price of food, and then on the other hand you see these people who are like, oh, he's eating with his hands, and then everyone's like, okay, all right, I'll go with this guy. That's my thoughts, and I think it was a coordinated, like they worked together. Like Obama endorsed him and everything. Like this was the plan all along with the whole party. Like they basically wanted to make him liked by the people so that they can accept his socialist policies. That's my take. Let's see. I don't like the socialism, but he did talk to the people and talk. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like his policies are bad, but he at least talked about what the people are concerned about, and therefore that's why he became popular. Yeah, I guess it's like gotcha. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I got get busy. Well, first I gotta have lunch, and then I have a lot of work to do. Maybe I'll record my video for this week and start editing it. But I have job applications to get to, because as I mentioned, it's only a seasonal job, so I need to find new work ASAP. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you all. Please hit the like again if you haven't hit the like so far. Please hit the like, and I'll see you guys.